Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jennifer Jefferies, the present-day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. Stress overrides everything. You can eat a raw, vegan, organic, paleo, keto, whole foods, anything kind of diet, and your body can still be off balance, acidic, and not working for you. Why? Because stress, particularly adrenal stress, absolutely overrides everything in our lives. That's what I'm going to talk about today. So what is it? Are you stressed out or are you burned out? What's actually going on? And it's interesting that stress is one of those things that we all experience differently. So what stresses me out won't stress you out. Okay, so what stresses me and could lead to anxiety or depression or hypertension or headaches or heart palpitations or diarrhea, constipation, loss of libido, aches and pains, exhaustion, mood swings, cognitive dysfunction, just overwhelming the brain, anger, anything, wanting to withdraw from the world could be really different to what would cause you to do it. And ideally, what we're doing is getting to ourselves to a place so we can adapt to the stress and not have it create all of those kind of ailments in the future. Dr. Edward Cregan, who's an oncologist at the Mayo Clinic, he says that prolonged stress, it says those hits we get every week are like being a football player who gets hit. So he goes and plays this weekend, he plays, he gets hit, he gets to recover, he gets up next week, he gets hit again, he gets to recover, he gets hit again, but week after week after week, by the end of the season, good luck if he's even standing. And if he's probably not standing, he's just really not in a good way. So our bodies give us clues all the way as we go along that those consistent, continual bites of negative stress, which we tend to find more often when we're busy and focused on externally everything that's going on, our internal isn't able to stay in center. And so things that wouldn't usually impact us start impacting us in a big way. And so things that wouldn't usually impact us can start impacting us in a pretty big way. We learn how to adapt. However, so many of those adaptations that we make don't feed us energy. They're not good. So I know when I burned out in my 20s, I was working in the pharmacy industry and I was an alcoholic, a raging alcoholic. Lived on caffeine and alcohol and crap takeaway kind of food. Interesting in the pharmacy industry being so ill. But I was. And so many people can be like that they're propping themselves up with stuff, trying to think that, yeah, I'm handling the stress, which means you're adapting it. You're actually creating burnout. So stressed out is what comes first. And if that stress prolongs and we don't get a chance to actually recover, let our adrenal glands get some downtime, it becomes burnout. And it doesn't really matter where you are. If you're reaching for things like stimulants, like tea, coffee, alcohol, sugar, fatty foods, all those kind of things to prop you up, something's not right. Something is not right. And so we want to be able to get our place that instead of grabbing those things, and taxing our bodies further, we don't. Okay, we're able to preventative kind of, you think it's like firefighting, instead of fighting the fire when it's there, we want to be able to be creating burnbacks so that if a fire is coming towards us, it doesn't take us out of the game. Okay, we've got that defense there. And that's what I want to talk about, because stress really overrides everything. Think about stress even on something like our blood pressure. When we're experiencing stress, our adrenal glands reduce the stress hormone cortisol, which mobilizes fatty acids, excess fatty acids, and metabolic weights, and the glucose stored within our arteries. Now, when our cortisol levels are too high for too long, the probability of clogging our arteries absolutely increases dramatically. Why? Well, it's a vicious cycle. It's kind of like the stress causes us to eat crap, which is sitting there stored in our body for the next time that we stress. It starts releasing that crap, and our bloody arteries are just getting blocked. And that's what's causing our high blood pressure. So as a naturopath, we say, all right, here you are, you're living in the stress loop. We want to go the step behind. What can we change? Just taking something to unclog your arteries. Yes, I get it. You want to do that. However, why not work on what's happening behind it? Don't just do the Band-Aid. We want to go, what's the step behind? Okay, consistent little bites of stress. It might be the working longer hours. It might be the kids going, mum, mum, mum. It might be you cutting meals because you're just under pressure, where home life, working multiple jobs with, prices of everything has gone up. All these kind of things can be happening, and we're in this stress loop. So just treating the symptom, blocked arteries in this case, if you imagine your blood pressure's gone up, or just taking blood pressure medication, isn't the solution as far as a naturopath thinks. We want to go, great, let's make a break in that stress loop. We know that stress overrides everything. Telling you're sending you off to a dietitian just to get a healthy diet to eat, to fix so that your blood pressure comes down, that's not going to fix it, because you're still stressing out, which is why you were eating crap in the first place.
Have you ever wondered how your life could have been different if you'd had access to this type of content at a younger age? Look, this is why I need your help. I'm working to build the #1 platform that gives real and easy to integrate healthy life hacks and mindset to help you get well and stay well. This show only grows by word of mouth and new subscribers. It would mean the world to me if you could click the subscribe button right now, leave a 5-star written review, or drop a comment below. Share this episode with a friend and I would be forever grateful. Now, let's get back to this week's episode.
So if we take that step back and we think, okay, what do we do? Okay, so you know that with the extra work you've been doing, you've been staying up later at night, not getting as much sleep. Well, we know how we're going to operate, which is not as well, when we don't have enough sleep. So the step might be, don't just take adaptogens to help support your adrenal glands. Go to bed earlier. Every minute that we're in bed before 10 p.m. supports our adrenal glands. And if you're a night owl listening to this and just go, yeah, Jen, whatever, I dare you to try it 5 nights a week. Go to bed before 10. Let your adrenal glands recharge properly or more efficiently, and see how your body is, because, sleep influences everything. Energy, sleep, moods, weight. It influences everything. And we're never going to deal with stress as well if we're running tired. And the first sign of tired adrenal glands is broken sleep, particularly between 2 and 4 a.m. So if you're waking up for a pee between 2 and 4 a.m., go to bed earlier. Your body is telling you that you're tired. It's time to get it out of survival mode. So we can use adaptogens. Adaptogens are a class of herb. And in fact, go back to podcast #1 where I talk directly about sleep and cortisol and stress. It's the very first podcast that I did, #1. Go back there. It's an easy listen, and even just steal the show notes, because there's so much information there. The show notes are on my website, by the way. So the thing I just wanted to get across, this is just a quickie, because sometimes we just need a quickie. And the quickie is to know that stress overrides everything. Everything. And the easiest way to break that stress loop is to make sure we're getting to bed, ideally even 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Don't try and do 3 hours before 10 p.m. Just get to bed earlier and get the edge off your body, so that when it comes to that cortisol adrenal recharging time between 2 and 4 a.m., your body has got a chance of actually replenishing. Because so many people, they're doing, I'm burned out, I'm stressed out. They don't know what it is. And yet we only get burned out because we've let the stress be out of whack for too long. And it's that prolonged stress. It's like the footy player. They just get to a stage that they just can't get back up one day. Now, if you're heading in that direction, I promise sleep's the first one to tweak. Get some adaptogen herbs, sure, but get to bed earlier. Get some better sleep and nip that in the bud. Break the stress loop there. You've got more chance of keeping the rest in check. That's it. It's a reality check. Sometimes we just need a quickie. This is a quickie that's needed. See ya. I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review, have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from, so that you always catch the next episode. I welcome your emails, and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.